Are you looking to beat up your ops? Well, that's exactly what today is going to be about. How to become better than the average person in a street fight. One of the biggest and most important tips I feel to go and have the edge on your opponent is to be in a suitable stance with your feet. Be in a ready position if you can be in one. So if you're right hand dominant, your left foot is in front, your right foot is in the back. If you're left hand dominant, that means your right foot is in the front, your left foot is in the back. When you go and put yourself in this position, I don't want you to go and make it too obvious. I want you to be subtle with it. Because if you just are standing straight and then automatically do this, you're gonna get smacked across the face. Go and slowly move that one leg back and make sure that you're in somewhat of a comfortable position and in a ready position. This way, at least you're in a position that you can go and throw your big shots from. Or if it's an obvious street fight, by all means, now you don't have to go and worry about that subtle positioning. Now you can actually go and be in your stance and you're ready. It's gonna look like you know what you're doing. And that alone for some people is enough to either back off or to be even the slightest bit worried because it looks like you know what you're doing. Tip number 2, I want you to go and add some misdirection. Misdirecting someone can mean many things. That could be pointing, that could be talking, that could be my body language, uninterested. Depending on your situation, you're gonna have some sort of idea on how to go and misdirect them, if you have the opportunity to. What I don't want you doing is putting yourself in a vulnerable situation, like having your hands in your pockets, roaming around, and then next thing you know, as you have your hands in your pockets, you get knocked out. You're obviously gonna know your situation best, but the key thing here is to distract them from whatever it is that you're trying to do. And also give the impression that you just don't care. To throw them off and then catch them slipping, and then next thing you know, you are winning the fight. Or you don't necessarily need to win, but you got out and now you're safe. The classic thing to do in a street fight, and you've seen many of them, is to throw big, huge shots straight to the dome. But a big issue with street fights is everyone telegraphs everything. Mind you, it's a street fight. You're in fight or flight mode, I get it. But if you're gonna throw them, you gotta be fast. And if you're fast, you could throw many kinds of punches. One of them being straight punches. Not many people are gonna expect those kinds of punches being thrown at them in a street fight. They're expecting the big wild haymakers, like I said. If you're fast enough, you could throw your straight shots and then maybe you go and throw your big wild haymakers. If your hands are down here, make sure your hands can go and make it up top fast enough so that way, boom, I could go and clip them, get out, or finish the job. You're not necessarily looking for all the power in the world. Because remember, you don't know if they know how to fight either. You're just looking to land your shots and defend yourself. So get your shots in, don't worry about all the power. Try not to make it too obvious. Have your hands up. I care about having the hands up near the face. This is what matters. Now, if we're putting everything together, this is what it's gonna look like. You're in this bad situation, if possible, you subtly put your foot back. If you know it's gonna be obvious, go and bring that dominant leg back. I don't want you taking any shots here, so have your hands up. But having your hands up, mix that with some misdirection. Maybe you have your hands out like this, maybe you're putting them out to the side. Whatever it is that you need to do to go and distract your opponent from whatever it is that you're trying to pull off, do it. I don't want you moving forward like this. I want you slowly moving back. Let him come forward. Let him get the impression that you are the weak person and that you absolutely can't do any damage to them whatsoever. And maybe even mention to them, hey, I don't want to fight right now. That alone is gonna go and add misdirection. You're obviously gonna get ready for something to happen. You're just adding to it. You're giving them the impression that I'm gonna back off and I'm the smaller person here and I'm the scared person here. Depending on how close you are, like I said, you could have your hands up and throw your straight shots. Or depending on where their hands are, you're close enough to go and throw the big wild shots. If you could throw those big wild shots, by all means, go for it. But don't always look to knock them out. Remember, you don't want to telegraph and show them. Get your shots in and get out of there. You know your situation, you know where they are. If you can get in and get out, that is the best solution possible. And I will always mention this, the best scenario is to never get in that situation whatsoever. Get up and get out. You don't want to harm yourself or others. You want to be safe, but sometimes you also have to defend yourself. Hopefully this video helped. If you want to see more content, let me know down below in the comments. Feel free to subscribe. It would mean a lot.